Hello and welcome to another update video about Polygon MATIC, an extremely volatile chart here recently. And Polygon is also, or MATIC is also in an extremely ugly structure here. So it's really getting tough, and I want to take you through the different scenarios that we have here. Overall, for me personally, still a very bullish chart. Probably still one of the best ones out there. Even though, of course, MATIC was also affected by the FTX sell-off and the issues that we've had in the crypto space recently. So we'll talk about the key inflection points, the key decision points, the key support and resistance levels, and the Elliott Wave count. So my view is still at the moment that the 32-cent level, at the moment at least, I don't think that we're going to see that again. I think the bear market low is in. That is the primary expectation. And of course, within this sort of bullish wave structure, there are different scenarios. So I don't want to say main scenario, but it is the one that we can follow until certain lows are broken. That is this one, that from the low, we created here an impulse in a wave 1 to the upside around $1.05, came down in a wave 2 to around 70 cents or 69. And we should now be ideally in a third wave. Now the problem with that is this sort of mess which occurred here. I don't really like that. It doesn't really look good. Extremely messy, but of course also the issue around FTX played a part here, played a role. But we cannot ignore it. It is on the chart. It's in the chart, and therefore it will have an impact, right? It has an impact, and those, let's say, ripple effects from that price action are going to spread out further. So we can't ignore it. It's there. And there are two or three different possibilities how this could be unfolding. And I will tell you the key support levels for each of these scenarios. So the red count is here, obviously, the bullish case, in which we would be following up in a wave 3. And that would imply that we've done here since the low at around 70 cents, we've moved up in a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in some kind of a diagonal. You could also say we didn't get 5 waves. You can count it as 5 waves, but only if the fifth wave is a truncated wave, or you could just leave the fifth one away. That's also possible. But then we would have to change the wave structure here, but that's possible as well. You can count all of that as a 3-wave structure. So that means basically all of this here as a leading diagonal, which would mean that you can count here the move up as an A, B, C, a large one. Now, that doesn't really matter so much. I think what is important is to understand the key support level. So if we say we had a larger wave 1 here, which is sort of a bullish wave in this case, which peaked at around, $1.29. And if we then say we came down in a wave 2, then we would really now need to start moving. Because then you would say, okay, we had here a so-called 1-2 setup, which then bottomed here around 76 cents. And this here would then be another 1-2 setup, which bottomed around 83 cents. And then we have here another smaller 1-2 setup. So what does it mean? That means it could either be very bullish, or you just have too many overlaps and it's going to come down. Therefore, it's important to understand what are the invalidation points, below which level do we have to expect that we get into this yellow support box again. And for me, the situation is here actually quite clear. If we say this was a wave 1, here we came down again in a wave 2, right? And we're moving up in a wave 3, and then very short term here, this is the important price action. So as you can see, it's sort of building here in a 1-2 setup. We can focus here on higher, but only as long as really that 83-cent level is holding. I think below 83 cents, if we lose that level, then we're basically also coming down too low to still make this a viable 1-2 setup, which means below 83 cents, we should most likely get down into this yellow support area. Because if this doesn't work out now, and if it doesn't really start moving now, then it hasn't really convinced me, and then I think we are going to see a larger setback. That wouldn't make it bearish, but it would mean that this imminent upside potential is for, you know, at least for a few weeks gone, or at least for a few days. You never know really how long this takes. But the point is there is some bullish potential here that can also be traded. Yeah, you would be looking at a wave 3 target of around $1.10 if this works out, but it only works out against the support level of 83 cents. If that level falls, then this potential is gone, right? So that very clearly means either it moves up now and will follow through here in wave 3, 4, 5 and then push higher, or if it loses the 83 cent level, I mean, there isn't much left then, right? Then you could come down to, 77, but then it just gets too messy. So let's say either moving up now in this pattern, or, and that's the other possibility. Okay, now we talk about the other scenario where we would say that all of this, what we've seen here, was just a larger, let me just, A, B, C, and this wave 2, which the current assumption is it was here, is actually moving over here. So this wave 2 was never finished, and that would explain some of the messy and overlapping price action that occurred here. So that would mean we have seen here a wave A, B, C, and we're now in the C wave down, and that could come down as low as 47 cents. Really, as long as we don't drop below the 47 cent level, there isn't really anything bearish in this chart. I have to say this is really very, very long sideways action. I would really like to see some movement, and I think it could have really, really started nicely had we not seen this development around FTX. And the same story, I mean, we had last week, I think the Nasdaq had its best day, one of its best days it ever had, really, right? And I'm convinced that we would have seen this bullish potential work out for crypto as well. But unfortunately, those unfortunate developments in the crypto space have shattered the trust. And you need to think, who is now in crypto with all of what's going to happen and has happened in the last few days. The only people who are left in crypto, I believe, are the people like you and me, who are dollar cost averaging, who are trading, who like the volatility, or people who are just investing in the long term. But do you really think a lot of new people are currently coming into the space? I don't think so. And also, do you think a lot of institutions are coming into the space with the rubbish that's currently going on? I don't think so. So it just needs a bit of time now, I think, after this issue with FTX. So we just still need to be a bit more patient, I guess. This could still drag on for a little while. But yeah, I hope you understand now the key support levels here that are relevant. And if we hold them, we can focus on higher. However, if we drop below them, then the first stop would be 69 cents and then all the way down to 47. Okay, and that's my update about Polygon MATIC. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.